Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, then please do not continue to listen until after you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. So this is a surprise, guys. So originally it was just going to be me and Jess, but V decided to pop in tonight and is like he had already watched the movie with us. So I'm like, you wanna jump in and do the podcast?
It's movie night.
Yeah.
So we stole him for the podcast.
We are covering Willy's Wonderland, which came out today, or today. Oh my god. Came out this year.
Did you spike your tea too?
I did not. I'm just tired. And it stars Nicolas Cage. I will start with tea first because obviously I can't talk today, per usual. I am drinking the Yogi ginger tea. And what are you drinking, Jess?
I am drinking Lifted Cups English breakfast black tea stuff, and I spiked it with Crown and Vanilla. So,
which actually sounds really good. Huh?
It's freaking delicious.
I'm drinking Stash Decaf Vanilla Nut Cream Tea. I'm getting that nut cream.
What's nut cream tea?
Oh, no.
Do we want to know? So before we dive too deep on that subject, let's move on to the summary.
No. Let's spend the whole episode talking about nut cream.
Let's not.
This is gonna be great. I always love when you join us, Fee.
Oh my god. So, Willy's Wonderland is essentially the knockoff version of Five Nights at Freddy's with, I feel like, a little bit of Wicker Man sprinkled inside, because this guy, his car, he runs over a bike track, I think that's what it's called, where it flattened all of his tires, and they're like, hey, we don't take credit card and you don't have enough cash, so if you work at this old pizza place, a kid party pizza place,
crappy Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, we'll fix your car for free. So he agrees, and as he's going through, the animatronics start coming alive and trying to kill him one by one. But little do they know that he is actually a huge badass, and he's just slaughtering them in between his cleanings. And there's a whole convoluted story about these kids trying to destroy the place while he's working there. But anyways, he ends up living, and all of the animatronics, thank you, get destroyed. But you do find out that the animatronics have the souls of serial killers in them, because the serial killers did a ritual suicide to transport their souls into the animatronics. So that's where the Wicker Man comes in, because it's like they keep purposely causing people to be stranded and then inviting them to work at this place. Yeah. Entertainment. I think me and Jess are in agreement, but this movie for me is a 7.5. I see Jess is a bit giggly from the alcohol. This movie is so freaking entertaining. I mean, the majority of Nicolas Cage movies are great, but this one is just perfection.
Well, caveat. They're great in their hilarious ridiculousness.
Yes. They're not good movies.
We're not saying they're good movies. Not like well done or anything. They're just freaking hilarious and funny to watch. You can't take them seriously. If you try to take them seriously, they're awful. But if you go into it with the mindset of, this is Nicolas Cage, it's going to be ridiculous and hilarious, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, and this movie did not disappoint. I thought it was so interesting that during the entire movie, this badass character did not have a single line, But it's just such a Nick Cage movie. It was so amazing. I can't describe it. It's like you just have to watch it. It's just, oh my god.
Like the most Nick Cage that Nick Cage has ever been.
Yeah. It really, especially when he's doing pinball. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
When he's dancing during pinball. What even was that move that he was doing?
He was just kind of like...
It almost looked like a tick. It was like, what are you doing?
It's when old people try to dab.
It was like a half
oh my
dab,
god.
but I gotta keep very focused and serious on this pinball game.
Yes, he was so serious when he was doing it. But what would you guys rate the movie?
Definitely. For entertainment, definitely solid 7.5. I'm going to watch this again for the lulz. Like, you cannot take this one seriously. It is not scary. The only scary part is the freaking fairy animatronic with the teeth and the weird movements and the nope. But everything else is just hilarious and you cannot be scared by it.
There were honestly a few that kind of creeped me out.
Fairy was the only one that was like, oh no. Everything else I was like, it's the stuffed animal. Like,
I was not creeped out by the fairy, but I was also distracted by the fact that they did not put any effort in the slightest in making the fairy look like an animatronic.
Yeah.
They just had a chick in a dress with a head on. They didn't even try and put like lines on her arms and legs or anything to make her look like she was. No, she's just a chick in a dress and a head.
If anything, she looks a little airbrushed.
Yeah. It's like, that's not... No, it's kind of like that old Pinocchio stage production that was recorded, and the parts where like Pinocchio is a puppet, they have the actress wearing just long sleeves, and the parts where she's a real boy, she's just not wearing the long sleeves. That's kind of the level of effort that they put into the fairy's costume.
That's amazing.
It is. To be fair, yes. Though I feel like a lot of the movements that freaked me out, it was probably when they like sped up her movements in post-editing and all, which it was a good effect. But the other ones were just hilarious, and him just being a Terminator / Predator and like ripping out the animatronic's spine and just looking at it like, I just cleaned the space. And then changing the shirt after each one. It was great.
I want to know his backstory. Like, why is he like...
I'm telling you, my headcanon, I bet you my headcanon is probably on point, that he's like some mafia hitman that just happened to be rolling through town in between jobs.
He was taking back roads to his next hit.
Yeah. Explains everything.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
It's great. I still feel like it would have made the movie even more funny if at the very end, when he was handing the girl a soda, he used some ridiculous voice that you're not expecting. Of, oh, I guess you can have one, or here you go, or whatever. Just slightly defeated, but just an off-the-wall voice you wouldn't expect from him.
It just turns to the chick. It's like, tastes pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, this movie is so freaking enjoyable. I can see how it wouldn't be for everyone. And I mean, animatronics do tend to creep me out. Oh my god, my cat is trying so hard to get through the door.
What is it with you both tonight and your cats?
I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, that's just how Nike is all the time. Like, if you've ever listened to any of my podcasts, like, the cat interrupts every single interview.
Fair. Cat's got a cat.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, it's hard for me to form words on this movie because it's just so out there. Because at first I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see their, like, take on Five Nights at Freddy's. But they really did make it. I mean, there were a lot of similarities. I'm not gonna deny that, but they did kind of have their own little spin, and they made it their own thing.
They did, and I'm impressed with that because it's.
They probably couldn't get the rights for Five Nights at Freddy's, so they made it just different enough. But you know.
I felt like that was actually a benefit to the movie. Like, if they tried to keep it as strictly as they legally could to Five Nights at Freddy's, I feel like that would have made the film, like, way more boring.
Oh, yeah. So everybody knows that story, and that story takes itself, honestly, a little too seriously.
Just hope it.
And there's way more animatronics by nature are absolutely terrifying. Especially things like one video I showed you, Alyssa, is like submechanophobia.
Yeah. Oh. There were
it's just underwater
ones.
Animatronics.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's like when they're like 30 years old and they're all like rotting flesh.
Yeah. No, like animatronics are nightmare fuel anyway.
Yes.
Especially 90s Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Yeah.
Well, I think you mentioned it at one point too, V, the wolf from Neverending Story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Fuck that
guy. So things like that.
Yeah. Small V nightmare fuel.
Well, guys, if you haven't seen it already, entertainment-wise, I know I'll definitely be watching it again.
Oh, yeah.
It was hilarious. Was not disappointed. But I also went into it with the mindset of this is going to be completely freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer definitely led on to that. And
oh yeah.
B, did you say your rating? I forgot if you did or not.
I didn't say a rating. Not that my ratings like could ever be taken seriously anyway. Because I'm like it's an 11 out of 10, 5 stars. What? Nick Cage all the way. Every day.
Especially that pinball scene, just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Man after my own heart.
So are we supposed to average the 11 and the 5?
Interpret that how you will. I'll put it in my Yelp review.
Well, if we don't have anything else to add, maybe we should move on to realism.
Okay.
We're trying to stay focused here, you guys. We're doing our best. But it's like I have one person who's getting inebriated, one person who's had a long day, and then me who has had a lot of sugar and has also had a long day.
We've all had a long day. It's just varying kinds of long day. It's like herding cats at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. So we're trying our best. But so realism, this movie, from the fighting scenes, like the injury to the crazy storyline, this movie is like a solid 2 for me. Like there's not really any part of it that's realistic at all.
With the exception of Liv's reactions to everything that Nicolas Cage does, her facial expressions carry all of the realism points for the entire movie.
It's true.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, she's the only like non-crazy person, but
there's like half a point added for the dude that obviously likes her and is just agreeing with everything she says because he's hoping against all hope that she'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go out with him.
Yeah.
Those are about the only realistic things in the entire movie.
Yeah, like it's that same guy, Chris, when the animatronic is like, I'm not like all of the others, and he gets from his hiding spot, which is a fairly decent hiding spot-ish.
Oh, is that an awful
but you only have so many options! But anyways, but the fact that he's just like, oh?
Just like, fine, I'll get out.
It's impressive that he can manage to think with his dick towards an animatronic, but then again, I know that's a fetish. So
Oh,
I don't
I'm
even know
sorry.
at that point if he's just like super, super stupid naive or what. Because he was trying to convince the chick that he likes, like, oh, this one's just in a bad situation, wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. And then he immediately gets killed. Like,
yeah. Okay, so the animatronic fetish, is that like along the lines of being a furry, or is that like a completely separate thing?
I feel like that's very close.
So technically different, but if you spend 5 whole minutes on you'll see that there's a lot of overlap, especially after Five Nights at Freddy's came out.
Oh no.
Well, disclaimer, we do not recommend that anyone go do that.
Don't do it.
We don't endorse this.
In fact, bleep out the website name.
Please no. Please no.
Not safe for work.
Not affiliated.
Unless.
No. Not affiliated. Not
B, stop it.
in no way, shape,
Stop
or
being a
form.
bad influence.
Parental block. No. No, so there are a lot of things that we took off for. The freaking spikes in the road. Okay, yeah, they're trying to catch people, drifters, and random people that wouldn't necessarily be missed to sacrifice to these stupid animatronics that don't look in any way, shape, or form scary. But instead of them going in there with shotguns, like they should have. But I don't know if they just like cut out the scene entirely when he should have been cursing up a storm and like throwing crap around, all ticked off, that all 4 of his freaking tires were just wrecked.
Yeah, though
That was a nice car, too.
It was a nice car.
my biggest complaint with them saying is like, oh, we make sure that people won't be missed. It's like, you can't predict who is going to be driving along the highway, so how do you really know whether or not they're going to be missed? Like, that's a huge plot hole.
No way.
Well,
Do
so
you just start talking to them and then like, oh no, these are nice people, we'll go ahead and let them go?
that's kind of what I was thinking. Was it like, if they came across as genuinely nice people who would be missed, that they'd be like, yeah, don't worry about it, stay in the hotel. Because they mention it. It's like, oh yeah, we've got this hotel, but blah 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 blah. So, like, maybe they're do like a Hills Have Eyes and just pop everybody's tires.
Maybe.
It's kind of a douche move though.
Well, I mean, they're not exactly savory folk out there.
Fair.
Yeah, especially the sheriff.
They
Yeah.
have no internet, but they have cell signal everywhere.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So data plans are just fine.
Yeah.
Data plans are fine. But F your Wi-Fi signal. No Wi-Fi transactions.
Mm.
There is no Wi-Fi. Only data.
Only Zool.
So there's that. And then when they all are throwing gasoline on there, and then she's like, I need to get the dude out of the place. They didn't do that first? Because I feel like if it takes a while to get the dude out of the thing, because, I mean, come with me if you want to live is not going to work with some random stranger. Like, there's going to be some backstory involved. And if you manage to convince him to leave with you, it's going to take a minute. And most of your gasoline, if not all, by that point, with how long of an explanation that's going to take, is going to be gone by then. And you're then going to have to go get more and come back and do the whole thing all over again.
Well, and then they were just wasting gasoline anyway, because there was that whole scene where the one guy was like, you're pouring gasoline on top of my gasoline.
Yes!
Yeah.
These are clearly not very good arsonists, which we're not endorsing. We're not saying it's a good idea.
B, stop it! Stop it!
This is not a good idea.
Do we need to ban you from the podcast?
Not
It's been a great run,
idea.
guys.
I also feel like the chick, the main leader teenage chick, whatever the heck her name was, would have been smarter. Yeah, whatever. It would have been smarter at this. The lady she's been living with for how many ever freaking years is the sheriff. And she goes and tries to commit this arson in broad freaking daylight.
It's nighttime.
During her... No, it was the first time she tried to commit it.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
First time she tried to commit it was in broad daylight. And the sheriff caught her. And brought her back to their trailer and handcuffed her to the pipe. So she should have been smarter about that. Then she enlists the help of others. They do it horribly. She goes in, tries to get the dude out, and they're all standing on this roof made of cardboard and hopes.
Broken dreams.
Yeah.
Because they all fall after a very lengthy conversation, I might add. I'm surprised it stayed up that long. When it falls with them, and you see how thick it is. It's like 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch thick cardboard. That's not going to hold up anyone. That was a lawsuit waiting to happen. So really, they're just trying to do them a solid and point out, realty-wise, where the flaws are. Mm-hmm. They're saving them an inspection.
And not to mention, they are extremely fortunate that there's a ball pit right below to catch their fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They all fell in very convenient places. That is very true.
Well, they had to stay in good enough shape for the animatronics to kill them.
True. Very, very true. But the poor guy is also never going to get the ball pit or the foam pit clean.
Oh, no.
Ever.
I mean, it's a ball pit, so it's already a cesspool, so...
Yes, absolutely. They definitely should have just gotten rid of them all and ordered new ones if they're going to reopen it, but it's just disgusting.
Yeah, because I know most places don't even have ball pits anymore.
No.
Yes.
They're very hard to maintain as far as cleanliness.
I do also call BS on the realism with the animatronics themselves being both very inconsiderate and very considerate at the same time, depending on the situation. So they let the kids finish having their happy fun time in the happy fun time room. But every time he cleans a room, they then go attack him. So they'll wait for him to finish cleaning the room fully before they attack him and get their animatronic juices all over the room.
Oh, I don't like that term.
Well, it's not exactly blood.
So I would have said like guts or oil or something, but juices just sounds, it's almost like nut cream. It's just, it doesn't sound right.
Well, that's just your mind talking.
That's fair. What about you, V?
Like the sheer, you want to talk about like unrealistic, the sheer amount of juices that came out of those animatronics.
Yes.
There's no, I've never seen an animatronic have like entire gallon of oil in it.
Yes. Well, if we're talking about that, let's talk about the sheriff when Willy claws her in half and the bottom half stays standing, one, and then goes goosh, goosh, goosh at timed intervals.
When the heart is not there. Yeah.
There's no heart connected to this anymore. But yes, it's going to continue to goosh in one area for effect.
Yeah.
Gotta have it for the drama.
Yes, really, you said it earlier. The only actual realistic thing was the chick's reaction to him killing each of the animatronics, or him handing her the shiv when he walks away for his freaking
That was hilarious.
And I love how he had to sit there and be like he's having this whole like crisis about like, oh, I can't leave her here, but I gotta go play pinball and drink my soda.
It's like,
it's break time.
There is an animatronic here that's wanting to kill us, but I'm no longer on the clock at this time, so it's technically not my problem. And I really want a soda. And there's a pinball game calling my name. If I give her this knife, that makes it okay.
Yep. I'm not leaving her defenseless.
Yeah, that she has a tool to be able to defend herself. She's got this.
And can I just say that out of working at multiple retail stores, that none of them would be okay with him taking a break like every hour.
Oh, no.
Well, to be fair, he didn't seem to ever take a break longer than like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like the length of how long it took him to drink a soda.
Yeah.
And play like one game of pinball.
Yeah.
Which, depending on how good he is, could either be a very, very short break or a very, very long break.
Considering how long I've been able to manage making 1 quarter last at pinball, if the little timer had gone off, be like, oh, break's over, but I'm still playing, be like, no. I got 3 balls going.
Yeah, he did seem to at least finish his game.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how good he is.
Or if he knows, like, can feel out the timing well enough to just be like, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that, though. I don't have the self-control.
Mm-mm. But we all tend to be fairly competitive. We're like, no. No. It won't end like this.
Yeah. But I don't really have anything else to add on realism. I think we pretty much mentioned all of the overall points without being like extremely nitpicky.
Fairly. You can't take this movie seriously.
Oh no.
So this is a very fun movie. Like, this is a movie that you watch if you want to just like have a lazy night in and eat pizza and just chill
Please
out.
eat better pizza than what you would get at a place like this.
Yeah.
Please.
Bake this. It would be a good first date movie.
Yes! Well,
hey, baby, want to come back to my place, watch some Nicolas Cage?
Well, it's a good test of the person, too. Will the person really, really hate this kind of movie, or will they laugh hysterically at it? It will tell you what kind of person you are dating.
And whether or not you should be concerned.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, we were laughing at it, so what does that say about us?
The whole time. Heck, we made suggestions on how he could have done it better.
No, you made suggestions on how.
Fair.
Yes, Jess. I mean, but I've been concerned about you for years.
I've always
for years.
been the more scrappy of the two of us.
Do you have to make up for it for?
I've always been the more scrappy.
True.
This has always been a thing.
Yes.
You've known this from day one.
Yes, this is fair.
If you're concerned, that's your problem.
But I don't have anything else to add. Anything you guys want to say to wrap things up?
Death to animatronics. Let's just murder all of them.
I will leave this with a closing thought. If the sheriff was actually realistic, even if they did see no other way at first to save the town than to make a deal with them, why did she not, when she saw that he was killing them all with barely a scratch, did she not just be like, alright, here's a couple more weapons, I'm gonna lock the other doors, so that they can't escape you, and I'm gonna see you in the morning. Bye.
Yeah.
You good on sodas? Yeah. Do you need any more sodas? You need more quarters for your pinball machine?
I loved the fact that Liv was like, he's not trapped in here with them, they're trapped in here with him.
Yes, yeah. And it was one of the funniest lines in the entire freaking movie.
Oh, yeah.
No, the funniest line was when She's like, it's not my birthday. And he's like, well, I want to see your birthday suit. Or
that was the
really...
saddest line. You're getting them mixed up. That was...
Oh, my bad.
That was the sorriest line.
Though, okay. So I have a...
He deserved his animatronic death with that. He earned it then.
Oh my god. I have a call to action for all of you guys. I may or may not regret this. If you know of any scary looking animatronics,
no,
send us a video or a picture of them.
Why would you do this?
And also, please like and subscribe.
One like equals so one terrifying animatronic that I'm going to send to the two of them.
Oh no!
I hate you so much right now.
Mannequins count too, I guess.
Dear God, please no. If you guys have any other requests for movies, please let us know. And until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye.
Bye.